Elvis Presley is making pop history 25 years after his death.
Elvis has not left the building.
New hit from an old favorite. #1 on the chart.
Katie Couric here at Graceland.
What was it that makes Elvis timeless?
Less conversation, a little more action, please. All this aggravation ain't satisfaction in me.
Elvis blew your mind open to so many different possibilities.
Elvis was the first real, honest-to-goodness rock star.
Elvis created a legendary archetypal hero type.
Anytime you have an audience that is like this, watching an entertainer, there's a little bit of Elvis in there.
He's Elvis, man. You know, he's just flat out the greatest entertainer ever to live.
He had so much power in what he was doing.
I am a fan of Elvis. His music makes me cry.
Elvis is relevant today as he was then.
Elvis is obviously still the king.
Elvis changed the world, man.
When I first heard Elvis, that was it.
Elvis kind of just dropped in from another planet.
I felt a real special relationship to Elvis Presley.
Elvis was, you know, a cool white cat from Memphis.
Elvis was the whole package.
Elvis is an American icon. I loved him.
I just love his music. Who doesn't? Elvis was just the king.
Who's bigger, Britney or Elvis?
Elvis.
Man, Elvis was huge, man. I'm telling you. Without Elvis, there wouldn't be Tiny Elvis.
Elvis rocks, man.
Elvis Presley.
Thank you very much.
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 Thank you. Thank you very much.
Elvis took rock and roll and blew it to the roof.
The music just rocks.
Elvis was the most important thing to have happened in music, maybe ever.
He was a pioneer, and he's still getting it on, you know.
He's more popular now than when he was alive.
The most popular thing probably in American culture is Elvis Presley.
Everything about him was timeless.
He will never die.
Elvis, he was princely, and then he became a king.
He lives in our hearts now, and he will live forever.
Elvis is alive.
Elvis Presley is gone, but he is surely not forgotten.
Elvis Presley may have died 25 years ago, but he's still with us. In the fall of 2002, Elvis's 30 #1 hits topped the charts in 24 countries. Not bad for a guy who hasn't made a personal appearance in 25 years. I'm Chris Isaac, and not only do I own this suit, but I'm a big Elvis fan. And in the next hour, we're going to take a look at how Elvis Presley stood at the crossroads between what was and what would be. Tonight, we're going to hear why Elvis still matters, and we're going to listen as some of today's top performers offer their own take on some of the King's most beloved classics.
Look like an angel.
Look like an angel.
Walk like an angel.
Walk like an angel.
Talk like an angel. But I got wings. You're the devil in disguise. Oh, yes, you are. Devil in disguise. Oh, yes, you are. You fooled me with your kissing. You cheated and you schemed.
Heaven knows how you lied to me. And I know the way you see.
You look like an angel.
Look like an angel.
Walk like an angel.
Walk like an angel.
Talk like an angel. But I got wise. You're the devil in disguise. Oh, yes, you are. Devil in disguise. Oh, yes, you are. I thought that I was in heaven, but I was sure surprised.
Heaven help me, I didn't see the devil in your eyes.
You look like an angel.
Look like an angel.
Walk like an angel.
Walk like an angel.
Talk like an angel. But I got wise. You're the devil in disguise. Oh, yes, you are. Devil in disguise. Oh, yes, you are.
When we come back, Elvis kickstarts the sexual revolution. Elvis Presley may not have invented sex, but he perfected it. He took the swagger of Marlon Brando and James Dean and mixed it with the wild abandon of his southern roots. And if you think we have censorship issues today, Ed Sullivan only dared to show him from the waist up. Never before had the world been so turned on by a guy who loved his mama.
I'm the king of the jungle, they call me a tiger man.
Elvis was definitely the sexiest man alive.
Elvis was just so dreamy. I mean, there's something about him that was so sexy and just the bee's knees.
He just had this presence and this aura about him that you couldn't take your eyes off him.
Well, I get up on a mountain and I call my bobcat.
So sexy.
Most women wanted to sleep with him, and almost every guy that I know wanted to be like him.
I think sleep with him was a little bit too early for me. I just thought maybe I'd like to kiss him.
When you put your arms around me, I get a fever that's so hard to bear. You give me fever.
Elvis had a whole nation in love with him. He had women that was losing their minds behind Elvis, and that's some stuff your moms used to get off too. You may be here because of Love Me Tender.
Love me tender, love me sweet.
He was perhaps the sexiest man I had ever seen.
I'm all shook up.
He sang a song like All Shook Up. Hey. It was very sexual.
I'm all shook up.
He really was a harbinger of wearing your sexuality, of not being ashamed, frightened of it, of enjoying it.
I think to this day it's still a huge part of rock and roll, is that sensual.
Everybody in old cell block was dancing to the jailhouse rock.
Back then, it was probably a really big deal because when Elvis came out, he shook his romp.
White middle America, they were appalled. He stopped them dead in their tracks. The guy looked like he was having sex on stage. They'd never seen that before. Humping and sweating and sneering like he's right in the middle of doing the dirty. They weren't ready for that.
It's funny to actually think about people freaking out watching Elvis, shake his hips as that being nasty. Because cut to today.
Let me see what you can do.
Man, I was tame compared to what they do now. Are you kidding?
I mean, now we see it all the time. Back then, it was so threatening to parents, even want their kids to watch it, and every TV show was trying to control this sexual energy, and he was just like a good-looking young boy from the South. So you had this beautiful mama's boy juxtaposed with this sexual, fiery energy that we hadn't seen before.
I think that you see in the 1950s the seeds and origins of what became the social sexual revolution of the 60s, and in a very real way, it began with Elvis and Playboy.
I remember going seeing him once, and there were about 6 girls waiting. These were all young starlets. I saw 3 of them go in. They went in for about 15 minutes and they came out. And then I was invited in. I said, Elvis, are you having sex with these girls? And he said, yeah. How do you do that? He said, it's easy. They're all different.
I think he enjoyed the flirt, but to me, it was deeper than that. It was the pushing the envelope, the wielding of charisma.
You're looking for trouble? You came to the right place.
I just felt like he knew what he was doing all the time.
Well, I'm aware of everything I do at all times, but it's just the way I feel.
Elvis was good, but when he was bad, he was even better.
Little sister, don't you?
Elvis epitomized sex, danger, lust, and made it acceptable to the masses.
He was so wonderful to look at. That's really, I think, a great deal of his charm. I've never seen anyone that looked like that. And I do remember his hair so black that it shined blue.
It was a shocking manifestation of the feminine. The hair, the bouffant hair. The colors, what were the colors? Pink. It was a real outward signifying of a very sensual, feminine side of men. It exists, it's all right. It's to be celebrated.
Little sister, don't you?
He wasn't afraid to be real. Along with exuding that sexuality for a man, the girls went crazy. And so did the guys.
I'm a napalm bomb, guaranteed to blow your mind.
The thing that I liked most about Elvis, though, he could play, he could sing, he could interpret a song beautifully, he could bring this incredible sexual energy to it. But I don't see that kind of power being wielded anymore. There's no crazy, just vulnerability, but sexuality being manned on stage.
So don't take it away.
There's a real void in there of the sexy rock star dude.
Well, Sheryl Crow probably said that we're losing a lot of sexuality in music because she's probably one of the rare people that exudes a tremendous amount of sexuality in music. Lenny Kravitz is definitely somebody that does that. You look at an artist like Enrique Iglesias, obviously, has a ton of girls swooning after him.
Every generation needs a different response. But right now, as far as sex is concerned, we're on overload.
Girl, you gonna set me on fire.
There's nothing dangerous about it.
I think more recently, a lot of the pop music has sort of gone that route with like boy bands, and them trying to exude that sexuality.
People are still trying to be
lonely, baby. Well, I'm so lonely.
We all have a little bit of Elvis in us. Some little part of our mind or our body, Elvis is there.
You can see the groups and solo artists got their moves, their legs shaking around. He's influenced a lot of people.
Even Michael Jackson was probably inspired by Elvis. His moves are just crazy.
I call it the trickle-down theory to people like Justin Timberlake, who kind of had the same moves as Michael, who had moves like Elvis. I think it all just kind of goes down from generation to generation.
I had this character called Mephisto, which was the devil as a lounge singer. I mean, the specter of Elvis was everywhere, and I sang I Can't Help Falling in Love with You, and I tried to get some of that erotic power going that he had in the music.
Shall I stay? Would it be a sin if I can't
Elvis Presley appeared just at the moment when every home had its first TV. One big black and white television set that the whole family watched together. Suddenly you could reach the whole country at the same time, and man, did Elvis ever reach it.
He's a perfect example of just how important mass media is. And nowadays, it's that times a million because there's so many ways now of reaching the entire world.
Now you have MTV and the internet and all these things, and it's so much easier to buy records and find records. And a lot of his record sales that he accomplished were done before it was as convenient as it is today to get your hands on material. A lot of people got phonographs in order to get Elvis records.
Timing's a big factor, and I think Elvis's whole existence came out right when TV was coming out, right when the 45 was coming out. You know, and having that mass communication, he hit that right on the head.
Elvis Presley sort of showed America what television could do. It needed a phenomenon, it needed something to give it some sex.
The cat was out of the bag once he got on TV.
It was perfectly made for that little box where you cut out the bottom half or not. He was the guy that did it on television for the first time. And he was able to use television to shock and to revolutionize.
He was really a perfect television star at a time when television was just starting out.
The thing that made Elvis controversial was the fact that television was a new instrument that was able to go inside people's homes.
Kids felt like there was something they weren't supposed to be watching, which made it even more exciting to watch.
I had a quote that sounded like it was from some politician today, criticizing someone for their bad influence on society and their bad influence on entertainment. And it was Frank Sinatra talking about Elvis, but it sounded like someone talking about me.
When he came out, this is a fellow who went for years seeing nothing positive about himself in the newspapers.
Your style of gyrating while you sing has been bitterly criticized. Do you bear any animosity towards these critics?
Well, not really. Those people have a job to do, and they do it.
Baby, if I made you mad for something I might have said, please don't forget the past. The future looks bright ahead. Elvis Presley.
Saw him on TV. My mother had the Ed Sullivan Show on. It had enough of an impact to where I went out and got a guitar. The first thing I did was take it out of its case, hold it in front of me, stand in front of the mirror, and try to move like that.
He was the beginning of me loving rock and roll and wanting what he had. He was so much more than music.
Elvis, created a template for what the celebrity rock star persona, had to live up to.
The first thing I have to do is to cut some records, and then after that I have the television show with Frank Sinatra. And then I have the picture with Mr. Wallace. After that I have 2 for 20th Century Fox. And after that, heaven knows, I don't.
Elvis changed the way people viewed entertainers.
We didn't have the celebrity-oriented media that we have now.
So Elvis takes on this other state of being that I don't think even he had an intention for him to be that type of icon.
This is a human being with a psychology and with a certain cultural background and level of preparedness for entering the sophisticated world of media, the newspapers, the magazines, and newsreels and TV shows and the radio. He had a certain level of preparation for that, as we all do. And some of us have a level somewhere around 10, and some of us have a level somewhere around 2. Elvis had a preparation level somewhere around 1.
It happened very fast to all of us, my mother and my father. Everything happened overnight.
You can see the confusion that was mounting throughout his process. He had people throwing film scripts at him. He had a manager that was probably more ambitious than he was. There were mistakes along the way that you just go, oh, why did he make that movie?
There's no one I want there but you in my little beach shack.
I think the reason why Elvis lost power when he went to Hollywood was the thing that we loved about him the most was his abandonment, the unbridled sexuality of him. When he went to Hollywood, we felt we could see the strings. We knew the movements were not of his own making. We didn't want to see our guy working for the man.
Grab your barefoot baby by the hand.
I thought he had tremendous talent as an actor. I think he could have had a really serious career as an actor.
And the one thing I think that made him great is there's a superhero quality that draws you in, and there's a pageantry to it that you just think is so cool. You go, man, I want to be like Elvis. I want to go save the girl and sing a song and be in the band.
You know, you went to see those movies with Elvis when we were still in Liverpool, and they'd all scream when he came on the screen. So we thought, that's a good job.
His whole timeline, his whole career is he went through it first. He just wrote everything out for everybody. Everybody's career from here on out.
There was no one that came before Elvis for him to learn from, to navigate those waters. As an entertainer, it's hard enough, and there was no one that ever was, as popular, as well-known as Elvis was, so it had to be even more daunting task.
We are all lucky because he kind of came before us, and that road is well paved. Now, you know what not to do.
When I was putting together this kind of postmodern rock star, which we call The Fly, it was very much in my mind. It was the same character that sat in Gracelands and shot out the TV, and the sort of meltdown was interesting to me, not as a freak show, but as a almost Shakespearean character. It's like Lear. People talk about, Elvis in the 50s, and Elvis even the 68 special, this kind of extraordinary Adonis, sort of American David. I say that that's the moment where they came undone to Elvis Presley. But I don't think so. To me, that's him in a way at his vainest. It's a period that we shouldn't ignore, that Elvis went through the rock and roll phase, became a Las Vegas performer, but then almost through his weight, not just his overeating, but just the sort of gravitas of a guy who's actually run out of life and love, he became an opera singer.
Time goes by so slowly, and time can do so much. Are you still mine? I need your love.
You know there's a man who really needs it.
Are you lonesome tonight? Do you miss me tonight? Are you sorry we drifted apart? Does your memory stray to a bright summer day when I kissed you and called you sweetheart? Do the chairs in your parlor seem empty and bare? Do you gaze at your doorstep and picture me there? Is your heart filled with pain? Shall I come back again? Tell me, dear, are you lonesome tonight? Do the chairs in your parlor seem empty and bare? Do you gaze at your doorstep and picture me there? Is
When we come back, Elvis breaks down the walls between black and white and gets it on. Elvis was the original rebel. The world was a lot more black and white before he came along. The king grew up poor in the Deep South during a time of segregation, and from the start, this white kid who sounded black was controversial. He took rhythm and blues and country music, gospel, and even a little opera and mixed it all together into something new and wild. And all these years later, the music and the controversy still go on.
When I looked at Elvis, I didn't see a color. He wasn't black, he wasn't white, he was Elvis. And that's why I think we all identified with him. He was deep.
He was ahead of his time, like everyone says, because he just brought all types of people to listen to his music and without it having any racial barriers.
He was the most revolutionary pop musician. He crossed all the lines, you know, mixing the black culture with the white culture.
Elvis was a kind of blender, you know, for black music, white music, country, big band.
If you had played me Bo Diddley and Elvis Presley, I wouldn't have known whether they were white, black, or green. The music kind of obliterates that.
It was like an earthquake in my neighborhood. The whole place was shaking when he came on. And I said, how could a person possess that kind of power? That it even comes off the TV and grab me in this ghetto neighborhood.
Rock and roll's great power is the influence of gospel and the blues in equal parts. It's like Elvis had one hand on the positive terminal, one hand on the minus. And that extraordinary dance that he did was just the look of the electricity just going through somebody who's trying to hold on so tightly.
Ready, ready, ready to rock and roll.
It was middle of the 50s, Cold War, America looking for a hero.
This was a huge pivot point because it was the emotional revolution of young white America.
History was happening, and he was the figure that embodied that particular moment.
Ready to rock and roll.
And here was the emergence of a new kind of music. It was a fusion of black and white music.
You ain't nothing but a
He picked up on and tapped into the most powerful thing there was, you know, the Delta blues.
Memphis is the home of the blues, and I would think that anybody that had their ears open would have to hear some of it, including Elvis.
Rock and roll music is basically gospel or rhythm and blues.
People who were doing it before Elvis, who had, you know, they had some of the same clothes and the same influences, but he was the first guy that did it for the mass audience.
The records were so off the hook for anything that a white guy had ever done before that they were dangerous, you know, they were hot.
This rock and roll rhythm has been the seed of trouble, and we want to keep trouble out of Jersey City.
People were afraid of the little white kids touching these records because they were going to get burned by them.
Well, you ain't never gonna land it. You ain't no friend of mine.
He freaked people out. He made Ed Sullivan sweat.
He was the Eminem of his time.
No, I'm not the first king of controversy. I am the worst thing since Elvis Presley to do black music so selfishly and use it to get myself wealthy.
I think of somebody like Eminem nowadays, who is obviously white and embracing predominantly black music and holding that music with such respect like Elvis did, and very successful at it. So I think there's a comparison there.
Devil without a cause, and I'm back.
With me, it was, you know, I was white and I was into rap music. I distinctively remember people saying behind my back, Kid Rock, and be like, the next Elvis of the damn rap music. And I knew that was because, you know, there was this thing that, you know, he had kind of taken black music and popularized it, which is very true.
Elvis took my Tutti Frutti, and I was very disgusted. But by him singing it, he really made it bigger
and made me bigger. During those days, if it was a white artist doing something, they would just say, they don't like our blacks and we don't like them either. He's nothing but a copycat. But Elvis Presley, when he came on, chicks was screaming and going crazy, and it was like any other neighborhood. And I said, this guy's got something going, man.
Elvis had something that made him sound like he truly meant it, and that's what made a lot of people like myself like him.
I think Elvis had lots of soul. He appealed to black people. He definitely had to have soul in order to do that.
I was born in 1973. My first couple of records were rap and rock. You think of other people that were born in or around that year that are popular today. Somebody like Fred Durst, the lead singer of Limp Bizkit, is a popular rock band, or somebody like Eminem, or somebody like Kid Rock. It's weird to talk about music mixing with races because that's all we've ever known, and that's what you see today is the byproduct of Elvis.
Elvis and hip-hop are like one and the same. You just don't see many rock stars, you know, walking around flashy like Elvis. You see hip-hop stars like that, gold chains and the rings and the Cadillacs and whatnot.
He wore more bling than most of the hip-hop artists do now.
Every rock star that will come after Elvis is going to be Elvis in some way. Even if it's someone like Puff Daddy, you know, he's going to do his Elvis thing.
Black American music influenced Elvis. The fact that people say, well, he's the king of it all, king of rock and roll, is a slap in the face to those that made the music possible in the first place. Not to say he wasn't brilliant. I think he was a fantastic, talented singer.
People say, well, you know, he stole everything from black people. I say, why would that be controversial? You know, I mean, the music business is built on stealing from black people. The entire country's economy is built on stealing from black people, right? Music, cotton, you name it.
So I actually spoke about something against that in Fight the Power. Said, well, we got our heroes too. And most of our heroes coming out of the hood don't appear on no stamp.
Elvis was a hero to most, but he never meant to me as he.
That's not saying that Elvis was whack. Elvis was a brilliant artist. It's just that he had to share. I mean, that seat was full with about, 16 booties that contributed to rock and roll.
I don't think Elvis ever meant to steal anything. We don't have a choice if we're born black, white, poor, rich, whatever it might be. And I think he did this from his heart.
And a hungry little boy with the runny nose plays in the street as a cold wind blows in the ghetto.
I don't think he ripped them off. I think once something has been exposed, anyone can add or take from it if they like. He was just so great, so popular, so hot, so anything that he played, it became a hit. To me, they didn't make a mistake when they called him the king.
His respect for black music is immense. I think he should be certainly celebrated as one of the first great Southern people that really, tried to cross all barriers of race and join everyone together.
He had the desire and courage, I think, to be willing to take that mantle on at that moment.
If I can dream of a better land where all my brothers walk hand in hand, tell me why, oh why can't my dream come true?
Once you've got someone to shatter the window, all the next people walk through easily. And Elvis was the one that shattered it for all of the people that were going to come after him.
He's left an unbelievable legacy. I don't think if you're a black singer, then only the black people listen to you. I don't think if you're a white singer, only the white people listen to you.
There are no rules now. There is no black, there is no white. I don't accept that. I don't even think of music and race at all.
See, you can do anything you want, yeah, but they all pop loose ways too. Yeah, see, you can do anything you want, yeah, they all pop loose ways too, yeah.
That's all right, mama. That's all right with you. That's all right, mama. Just any way you do it, that's all right. That's all right.
Shake a apple from an apple tree. Shake, sugar, but you never shake me, no, no. Oh. Yeah, 'cause I'm gonna stick like glue, baby. Oh, 'cause I'm stuck on you. I will run my fingers through your long black hair. I squeeze you tighter than a grizzly bear. Yeah. I'm gonna stick like glue, baby. Oh, 'cause I'm stuck on you. Kitchen, hide in the hall, you know, ain't gonna do you no good at all, no, 'cause when I catch you and the kissing start, a team of wild horses couldn't tear us apart. Try to take a tiger from his mama's side. That's how our love's gonna keep us tied, 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 baby. Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm gonna stick like glue, baby. Oh, 'cause I'm stuck on you. Yeah, I'm gonna stick like glue, baby. Oh, 'cause I'm stuck on you.
Elvis, white trash. Elvis, the Memphis Flash. Elvis didn't smoke hash. Would have been a sissy without Johnny Cash. Elvis didn't dodge the draft. Elvis had his own aircraft. Elvis having a laugh on the Lisa Marie in a color photograph. Elvis under the hood. Elvis with Cadillac blood. Elvis, darling bud photograph. Elvis under the hood. Elvis with Cadillac blood. Elvis, darling bud, flowered and returned to the Mississippi mud. Elvis ain't gonna rot. Elvis in a Memphis plot. Elvis, he didn't hear the shot, but Dr. King died just across the lot from Elvis. Vanilla ice cream. Elvis, girls of 14. Elvis, the Memphis spleen. Shooting TVs, reading Corinthians 13. Elvis with God on his knees. Elvis owned 3 TVs. Elvis, here come the killer bees. Head full of honey, potato chips and cheese. Elvis, the bumper stickers. Elvis, the white knickers. Elvis, the white guy, ate at King Burger and just kept getting bigger. Elvis, he sang to win. Elvis, the battle hymn. Elvis, the battle to be slim. Elvis ate America before America ate him. Elvis stamps, Elvis necromance, Elvis fans, Elvis sycophants, Elvis the public enemy. Elvis don't mean to Chuck D. Elvis changed the center of gravity. Elvis made it slippery. Elvis Hitler, Elvis Nixon, Elvis Christ, Elvis Mishima, Elvis Marcus, Elvis Jackson, Elvis the pelvis, Elvis the psalmist, Elvis the genius, Elvis the generous, Elvis forgive us, Elvis pray for us, Elvis Aaron Presley.
Elvis once said, without a song, the day would never end. Without a song, a man ain't got no friend. As long as we keep singing his songs, Elvis lives. Long live the king. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Por que sua dança provocou uma revolução? Por que depois dele, o rock se tornou a voz dos jovens? Você sabe por quê? Porque ele era Elvis Presley. Pela primeira vez, os 30 maiores sucessos do rei do rock reunidos num único CD. Antes que alguém fizesse alguma coisa, Elvis fez tudo. Já à venda em CD.
Nella sua casa a Graceland nel 1977, il referto ufficiale parla di arresto cardiocircolatorio, ma sulla sua morte ci sono dei misteri. Col passare degli anni si sono addensate delle ombre. Vediamo.
You have made my life complete, and I love you so.
Il 16 agosto del 1977 muore un uomo e nasce un mito, Elvis Presley. Un simbolo generazionale in grado di suscitare vere e proprie psicosi da delirio collettivo. Un uomo, un'epoca. La scomparsa di Elvis, come quella di molti altri miti, è avvolta nel mistero. Perché? Perché la gente non riesce ad accettare la morte di coloro che considera dei? Forse perché sono come stelle e mai si vorrebbe un cielo senza di loro. E quando una di loro cade, c'è chi esprime un desiderio e chi si chiede dove va. Elvis Presley era una di quelle stelle. Cosa si nasconde dietro l'enigma della sua scomparsa? Perché periodicamente qualcuno sostiene di averlo visto in un supermercato del Texas, in una cittadina dell'Illinois o chissà in quale altro luogo. Elvis è veramente ancora vivo?
Well, it's one for the money.
Fratelli rivali. Elvis è in testa a tutte le classifiche. La sua carriera di cantante conta ben 500 milioni di copie vendute. Quella di attore, 33 film che hanno risolto negli anni 50 la crisi dei botteghini. In poco meno di 3 anni, Presley sconvolge il mondo con la sua voce ansimante e carica di vibrazioni, il ciuffo ribelle e il suo modo inimitabile e sensuale di ondeggiare. È un sex symbol maschile che suscita delirio ad ogni movimento. Le ragazze si ucciderebbero per lui.
Baby, let off of my shoes, don't you? Step on my blue suede shoe. You can do anything, but lay off of my blue suede shoe.
La Chiesa lo ripudia definendolo diabolico sacerdote del sesso. Sono gli anni in cui in tutta l'America si levano voci di protesta contro il rock che infiamma i giovani con la sua oscena suggestività. In questo contesto Elvis è una miccia pronta a esplodere, una bomba al neutrone che travolge senza scampo. Ma il gentile, rassicurante e religioso ragazzo di campagna dall'immagine di ribelle stravagante è in realtà molto fragile. Infatti gli anni che vanno dal 58 al 60, ovvero i 2 anni di servizio militare in Germania, dove viene definito un'arma da guerra fredda, lo segnano profondamente. L'assenza dei palchi non diminuisce la sua notorietà, anzi la accresce a dismisura. Ma la morte della madre tanto amata, il secondo matrimonio del padre, le sofferenze del servizio di leva lo cambiano.
Il mio motto è occhio per occhio. Basta! Se prendete quel coltello li faccio sputare i denti.
Elvis diventa cupo e arrogante. Soprattutto nel privato, dove, secondo rivelazioni che hanno il sapore di mezze verità, si dedicherebbe ad orge di sesso e droga con ragazzini minorenni. Elvis, durante il servizio militare, conosce l'allora 14enne Priscilla Beaulieu. È subito amore. 7 anni dopo, nel 1966, il matrimonio. Negli anni seguenti Presley si allontana dai palchi, ma la sua carriera continua a salire. Elvis the Pelvis, il pube più erotico del mondo, è ancora considerato un attentato alla morale di un'intera generazione. Nel 68 nasce la figlia, Lisa Marie. Elvis è felice. Intanto la sua musica, che mescola gli stili della cultura bianca e di quella nera del rhythm and blues, imperversa ovunque. Nel 1969 a Las Vegas, The Pelvis torna sul palco dopo circa 12 anni di assenza e un recente calo nelle vendite discografiche. La sala è in delirio. Elvis è tornato dall'esilio. Un successo. Elvis Presley, quando compie 40 anni, è ancora una star leggendaria avvolta da un alone di fascino irresistibile.
No more feel the tender kisses we used to share.
Ma è un uomo solo. Passa il suo tempo a consumare quantità industriali di cibo e di pillole tranquillanti. La figura magra e sensuale scompare. Elvis, negli ultimi anni della sua vita, arriva a pesare oltre 100 kg. Presley, che nel 73 divorzia ufficialmente dalla moglie Priscilla dopo un lungo periodo di crisi e tradimenti reciproci, non esce più di casa se non per andare ai concerti. La terribile paura di essere rapito o ucciso lo costringe a non muoversi mai da solo. È sempre circondato dalle sue guardie del corpo e da gente che lo sfrutta senza ritegno. È anche molto superstizioso, tanto da convincersi che sarebbe morto alla stessa età in cui è scomparsa la madre, 42 anni. E così è stato. Il 16 agosto del 77 viene trovato morto nella stanza da bagno della sua favolosa villa a Graceland. A causa delle sue ossessioni aveva previsto nei minimi dettagli il suo funerale, uno show indimenticabile. In quella giornata di fine estate viene proclamato il lutto generale. oltre 70.000 persone offrono al re l'ultimo saluto.
C'è chi dice che Elvis Presley sia ancora vivo. Questo accade perché i miti musicali, soprattutto quello del rock, Marco De Martino, sono duri a morire. Usiamo questo piccolo gioco di parole.
Il paradossale è quello che è successo con Elvis, perché quando è morto nel 77 era totalmente irrilevante nella cultura americana la sua figura. Era un artista in declino, con enormi problemi di peso, con enormi problemi di impasticcamento. All'improvviso con la sua morte è diventato il personaggio chiave della cultura americana.
Ma è ancora vivo oggi il mito di Elvis Presley nella società americana?
È molto vivo, diciamo che è una sottocultura. Ogni volta che c'è l'anniversario della sua morte, a Graceland si radunano decine di migliaia di persone. C'è una chiesa in Oregon che è dedicata al suo culto, ci si può sposare con la sua benedizione. C'è di tutto con Elvis. C'è anche un giornale che si chiama Weekly World News che una settimana sì e una no lo mette in prima pagina e che vende 12 milioni di copie.
Allora, se quella della vita di Elvis, quella di Elvis ancora in vita, è una proiezione, una probabile proiezione dei suoi fans, comunque sulla morte di Elvis Presley ci sono dei misteri, dei top secret. Allora andiamo a vedere quali sono.
Il padre di Elvis, che non ha mai creduto al suicidio né alla morte per cause naturali, avanza subito l'ipotesi dell'omicidio, ma la polizia non lo ascolta. Eppure dall'autopsia emerge che nel cadavere ci sono tracce di ben 12 farmaci diversi, quanto basta per aprire un'inchiesta. Niente da fare. La causa ufficiale della misteriosa morte è suicidio. La stessa generazione che Elvis ha rappresentato durante la sua breve vita non riesce ad accettare che l'idolo delle folle, il trascinatore, la leggenda vivente, possa aver voluto la propria autodistruzione. Da qui 1000 domande, 1000 interrogativi. E se fosse ancora tra noi? E se fosse stato ucciso? Elvis è il rock and roll. È un'icona del suo tempo, che come i giovani del suo tempo ha paure e desideri, manie e passioni. Come quella per le pistole. Arriva a collezionarne 250. Non esce mai senza la sua Colt Magnum 44. Tra i suoi sogni, quello di diventare poliziotto. A 35 anni ottiene il distintivo a Palm Springs e a Beverly Hills. Sull'enigma della sua morte, una delle teorie più accreditate è quella secondo la quale Presley sarebbe stato un agente di una delle forze anticrimine più affascinanti, la sezione narcotici e droghe pericolose. Incarico che gli avrebbe dato nel 1970 il presidente Nixon. Ma nell'ambito di un'indagine sul giro di narcotrafficanti nel mondo dello spettacolo, qualcosa non avrebbe funzionato e, secondo questa tesi, sarebbe stata proprio l'FBI a fare sparire il re, per poi restituirlo al mondo con un'altra identità. Vero? Falso? Per ora niente è stato dimostrato. Ma c'è un'altra ipotesi possibile. Secondo lo scrittore John Parker, che ha fatto una ricerca su oltre 3.000 pagine di documenti segreti, Elvis sarebbe stato eliminato dalla mafia americana. Il Il padre di Elvis vende l'aereo del figlio a Frederick Pro, presidente di una compagnia finanziaria al centro di una indagine internazionale sull'emissione di lettere di credito e certificati di deposito falsi. L'FBI chiede la collaborazione del cantante per incastrare Pro. Ma il giorno in cui Elvis avrebbe dovuto testimoniare, muore. Coincidenza? Negli anni 90, il medico che ha firmato il certificato di morte del cantante con una diagnosi di arresto cardiaco senza specificare altro, fa una rivelazione sconcertante. Il cantante morì per una overdose di cocaina. Anche Sonny West, una delle sue guardie del corpo, poco prima della morte di Elvis, in un libro racconta: prende pillole per dormire e pillole per svegliarsi. C'è stato un momento in cui credette di morire. Verità o menzogna? Il medico personale di Elvis è invece convinto che la morte sia dovuta a cause naturali. Elvis soffriva di pressione alta, aveva una patologia alle coronarie e un grave problema di obesità, tutti elementi in grado di provocare un infarto. Del resto, anche le stelle muoiono. Ancora oggi a Graceland, migliaia di persone vanno in pellegrinaggio nella sua villa. Possono percorrere ogni stanza in cui è vissuta la leggenda. Tutte le stanze tranne una, la sua camera da letto. Qui, si dice, Elvis ci vive in gran segreto, assistito dalla servitù.
Thank you very much, Mr. Presley, and we wish you a pleasant stay in Rome.
Thank you very much. Arrivederci. Oh, that's Italian.
Tra tutte le ipotesi che abbiamo appena sentito, e sottolineo che si tratta di ipotesi, io credo, e sottolineo che si tratta di un'opinione personale, che quella più interessante è proprio l'ipotesi che vede Elvis Presley poliziotto antidroga. Tu cosa ne pensi, Marco?
Penso che sia una ipotesi abbastanza paradossale. La storia è che Elvis si presentò da Richard Nixon e gli chiese di essere un agente clandestino nella lotta contro la droga negli Stati Uniti. È ironico che poi quando hanno trovato il suo corpo, l'autopsia abbia rilevato 12 sostanze proibite nel suo sangue.
In questo modo tu mi hai dato con una sola risposta tutte le risposte, quindi Elvis Presley si è ucciso da solo, è un mito che non è stato ucciso da nessuno dall'esterno, si è ucciso dall'interno, è un mito che è crollato dentro.
Elvis Presley è probabilmente il primo e più grande esempio di morte indiretta. Elvis Presley si è disintegrato davanti agli americani che lo seguivano a Las Vegas nei suoi ultimi spettacoli e che seguivano soprattutto i suoi sbalzi di dieta, le sue crisi depressive e diciamo la fine di un mito.
Ci vedremo subito dopo la pubblicità con Top Secret.